Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Space and Friends here. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. And today we're going to go over a little synopsis on, I guess, the current world record for Into the Gloom. I set this record a few months back and I've kind of gotten to a point where I would really like to either try to beat it again or see if anyone else can beat it. This is an 8-bit horror game. It is super fun. The storyline, if you've never played this before, the storyline is actually really good. So if you have not played this, I would recommend playing it in its entirety. So there are definitely spoilers on some of the puzzles that are going to be coming up. So just want to give you a heads up on that. But let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to go kind of fast, but we'll go ahead and stop at the kind of more important points here. So to start is the very beginning. The first thing that you want to do is this white light. You want to align your cursor up to the middle as fast as humanly possible. The sooner you can do that, the smoother your line is and the less time that you end up taking in the void. So that's going to be your first time save through the entire run. Is literally the very, very beginning. So make sure that you run through the light. Don't stop until you hit the transition. Now, once you're in the hospital, take the nearest doors possible while just trying to follow the wall, then cross the wall until you get here. So, this is kind of where a lot of my runs have died, is by clicking this stupid piece of paper. So the closer that you can get, kind of the better. But try to aim for the right side of the piece. That way you try to keep that out of play. Now that you have the tile, one thing that I can definitely recommend is make sure that you're selecting your items while you're running. It will save you a lot of time, so make sure that you're doing that. Now, I'm trying to say everything in the middle of the hallways. That way it kind of distracts you from everything else. But this is the first puzzle. This is your lockbox in order to get your key card. So go ahead and place your piece in here. The puzzle is, I believe it is 3 houses along the river under the, I believe under the stars, if I remember the wording correctly. But essentially you're trying to get these symbols to the bottom, these to the middle, and then your dots on the 2 corners. So this is a random element. This can go very easily or very poorly, depending on how fast you are when it comes to problem solving. So for this, we're just going to go ahead, settle all those down there. Grab these. And now we have the stars up at the top, river's in the middle, houses at the bottom, get them in the corners, and then just go ahead, grab your card. Once again, all you want to do is just make sure that you're getting your items in, and then just go ahead, right click, left click. Now, the faster that you can do that, as far as the right click and the left click at the same, well, almost the same time, will actually save you some time. But anyway, let's go ahead, once again, try to keep our even lines in. We got our first item out of this little portion here. Now, one thing I like to do is try to just go ahead and right click as fast as possible when running up to the key. That way you kind of maximize your chances at just getting the key and then being able to run back. Once again, let's go ahead and right and left click on there, and down we go. Now, for this puzzle, it is always the same. So this is not really a big time issue, but it will come down to how fast you can actually do this. If you are trying to memorize it, it is very easy to go ahead and just memorize 1 through 5. That way it's just a little bit easier to go through. So the solution on here is going to end up being 2, and then 1, 2. Run over. And there's our valve. Now, once we get back, now we have to go through the other way. So you're always going to go right the first time, then left the second time. So what we need to do is we need to connect from this side going down. So once again, going from 1 to 5 and 1 to 5. What we want to do is 4, 1, 1, 4, 3. So only 5 button inputs. If you want to invert them, you can. Whatever is easiest for you. But as you can see, we have 2 different paths. So you can either go this way and then back down. Or what I've normally done is just take the straight path and then into the ladder. Now, this is kind of where a lot of time gets taken out for your lines. So kind of going back, as you saw, coming out from the door. The fastest way is really just to hug the rail until you get to the door, and then just keep your lines. Once again, you're going to hug the rail. And then from here, Polisher is pretty easy to get. But once again, you want to make sure that you're doing everything kind of at the same time, as far as getting that situated, or at least combined. Because that's how soon you have until the next spot. Now, with this pole, never go on the outside. You always want to go in between the box and the pole. That's going to end up saving you just a little bit of time. And once again, just going by diagonals. If you are down here, make sure that you're hugging the rail. And by this time, you should be roughly like 255, 256. That'll end up making it a little bit easier to gauge on how fast you're going. Now, the way back out is super specific, because if you go the wrong way, it will kill the road. If you end up going the way of the box, this is actually a really nice way of telling you not to go this way. This is your longer route. So go back through the right, up a floor, hugging the walls, and back around. Now this time you are going to want to go left because you have a doorway to your right, which is going to end up taking a little bit longer. Now you just go ahead and zip around and back over to the left because you do have to use your key card. Right here. But you can see just like that, as long as you're able to kind of click at the right time, you will be able to get the key in kind of one foul swoop and then just run. Now that we're back, normally what I used to do was actually turn and go. If you end up sidestepping, so once you get here, just sidestep, it tends to go just a tiny bit faster. And then from here, one thing that I haven't been able to do yet is kind of sidestep here because I tend to always fall down. So one thing that I would always do, just to be safe until you're more comfortable, is just go a little bit forward and then just make sure to bring your mouse over. All right. Now we're at the end. All we have to do now is flick the switch. Of course, you can't do it from the front. You can do it from the side. So what you're wanting to look for is the seam. And the closer to the seam that you can get from either side, the better. Sometimes it does take a few clicks to get in. And this is where you kind of have to get a little lucky in order to do it. So now we're just kind of clicking. There it is. Roughly about that point. We go back over to the elevator. And at this point, now it's just a mad dash. Just keep your lines tight, get to the corner, go ahead and hug him. And that's it. That is the ending. Get to look at his ugly mug. But there you go. So that is the condemned ending of Into the Gloom. I believe right now it's a little bit over 4 minutes for the current world record. But those are the tools that hopefully will help you to beat me or beat whoever is currently the world record holder, because this is what, Halloween of 2022. So I'm sure somebody may have already beaten me. I don't know. Maybe I'm still at the top. I don't know. But I would love to see more people on the leaderboard. I would love to see more people trying to, you know, speed run this game, because I think it's a fun game to speed run. But yeah, I would love to see more people on the list. But once again, thank you so much for coming on by. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you liked what you like. If you didn't like this, then I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, thank you so much for checking this out. I will see you guys in the next video. But until then, stay safe, stay healthy,